I'm a big fan of the books by Simon Stalenhag. Apologies if I butchered your name. I think it was Netflix which brought out Tales from the Loop a few years ago, and this year from the Russo brothers, you know, the guys who brought us the true ending of the Marvel Universe, because everything since then, since Endgame, has been bad, are adapting a book of Simon's into a film. The Electric State. I've been waiting to make my robot-inspired build for some time now, so let's start scratching that build. So while I find some bits I can make a simple robot out of, The Electric State is set in a ravaged 1990s. Technology glued us humans to phones, games, AI, all that sort of shazamablat. Robots became our servants until an uprising, before the robot's downfall. Now a young girl with her robot journeyed to the west coast of the United States in search of her long-lost brother. All that is set amongst a backdrop of broken, rusting robots left in fields, on highways, in backyards, just left for nature to reclaim them. So my idea for this build is basically make a robot that is tromping through the countryside and comes across a broken, fallen robot on the ground. That's simple. So what I'm doing first is I've just made a circle out of some styrene, and I'm going to cut that out because I want to make the chewing gum container that I've got there, that pink thing. Yeah, you see it there. I've got two of them, and I want to make two panels for either side, just like that. And this is where two become one. Copyright the Spice Girls. A quick dab of glue, and then I'll just get these two stuck together. Hopefully, if they will stick. Stick, please stick. With the bench looking like Tony Montana's kitchen table, I'll quickly clean away the baking powder I used to reinforce the glue with. Luckily, in my bit box, I had some action figure legs that will help bring my robot to life. I'll do a quick corrective surgery on the legs just to make them less whatever action figure it was. Sand down the bits that I chopped off, and then add some like Lego pieces to the legs. Next, more styrene that's been cut down into a circle to cover the Play-Doh markings on the yellow lids. I'm going to make an incision in the side of the lid for the leg to fit in. The lid is looking kind of boring, so I'm just going to add some of this plasterer's tape to the inside of the lid. I finally glue down the first bit of styrene onto the chewing gum container, and then I'll add a toothpaste lid to the side bit because I want the legs to stick out a little bit. And then all that gets stuck down onto the chewing gum container. And if I test fit the leg, it all makes sense of what I did to make the leg and the leg joint. Well, I know what I mean. And with a little prayer to the plastic god, and my robot stands. Result. I'm just going to add some greeblies, and while I do that, I'm going to throw some names on the screen from awesome subscribers who leave comments. If you want to leave a comment, just leave a comment, good or bad. I reply to all, and it really helps the channel with all the comments, so keep them coming. I go through quite a bit of super glue and always keep the lids, as you'll never know when you'll need a lid to become the start of a jet propulsion system. Just me then, is it? Let's take all this effort by cutting down the top of this super glue lid just for that one little piece at the front. And nobody will notice, but I will. And I think that's the beauty of kit bashing and scratch building. Not a lot of people will notice these little details that you throw into your builds. Oh, bugger. I've chopped the wrong lid off. Damn it. Okay, so the propulsion jet engine, whatever you want to call it, gets stuck to the back On a side note, I keep getting asked by AliExpress to become an influencer reviewer. Leave a comment down below if you'd be interested or can even trust AliExpress to send you the goods you ordered. Until then, there'll be no product placements on this channel. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm feeling my robot needs some arms, so using the same action figure that I used the legs, I'm just going to rough up some arms and stick them onto my build. It's a tense moment because I hadn't planned to put arms on my robot, but then wanted to include something else that you'll see later on. So I thought, well, he's going to need arms because he can't pick up anything if he hasn't got hands. Has anybody spotted the code word that is for this video yet? That'll teach you for skipping. And while I've lost half of my viewers because they've just rewound the video to find the code word, here it is on screen. Leave it in your comments so I know you're a watcher and not a peeper. Some quick shots of me next adding greeblies onto my build. And to the viewers that have just rejoined the video, seriously, you are going to have to go back now because you have missed the code word. Look, a ping pong ball that I'm carefully poking a hole into. Why am I poking holes in a ping pong ball? Simply because I want to put some ears on the ping pong ball. And that's how you make a ping pong ball look like Mickey Mouse. But I don't understand what this has to do with the build, Aaron, I hear you scream. Yes, neither did I. That's why I put it aside and went to the spinny bit wheel. As you can see, I've already primed it grey, and I'm not going to use my airbrush on this one. I'm going to go old school and just use... what am I going to use? Paintbrushes, there we go. So to get that rusty sort of texture, I've mixed some baking powder with acrylic brown paint, and I'm just slapping that on all over just to try and get some nice chunky texture, so when I start peeling off the paint, it'll reveal the rust underneath, hopefully. Okay, I lied. I've got the airbrush out. There's the blue that I'm going to use for it, simply because I didn't want to put too thick a coat on with the paintbrush, and using an airbrush, obviously it's going to be a lot thinner and easier to do the chipping. So here we go. Here's the blue down. I'm going to do some detail, and I'm going to use some, look at me sounding all influencer, Corax White from Citadel Colour. Just going to paint some bits white, and then using a Iverland Sunset, also from Citadel Workshop people, I'm going to paint some yellow bits as well. That's my influencer bit over with. Now this is a fun fact. Usually I would get all my stuff from Amazon because all the shops around here where I live are rubbish, but I stumbled across a little arts and hobby shop, and they've started selling Warhammer stuff. So they had a set of paints on offer which were cheaper than Amazon, so I grabbed them just to see what they're like. And yeah, I'm not as impressed as with Vallejo, but anyway, I'm not endorsed by any of those paint people. Okay, here we go with the chipping. Now I did use some Vallejo chipping paint, which I put over the rust colour. That's why I spray paint the blue on, because it was a thinner coat. And just with a dab of water, I'm just going to, I really don't know how, oh my gosh, it's worked. Well, hey, there we go. And I've got texture as well. I wasn't sure how the baking powder would work with the water, because I thought it would bubble up, but that is looking, actually that's really cool. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit more details, and then it'll be on to the glamour shots. So thanks very much for stopping by, thanks for watching. Don't forget, leave the code word, leave a comment, good or bad, I'll reply to everyone, and until next time, keep scratching that build, everybody. Thanks for watching. Alright, I know what you're thinking. What about the Mickey Mouse head? So I painted the ping pong ball with the, it's not Iverland, it's Iverland Sunset. I didn't have my glasses on when I was reading it earlier. And then using some acrylic ink pens that don't seem to want to work, I'm going to attempt to draw a smiley face on it. So the white pen decided not to work, so I'm going to go old school and just use paint. And I'm going to paint a smiley face on this, as you see now. Strangely, the black acrylic pen knew who was boss and decided to work for me, so I can colour in the eyes and the teeth. So by now I'm hoping that you've guessed that this is going to be a balloon. And so yeah, look. Glamour shots are next. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all your support. Keep scratching that build.